Thanks for staying here on Joy News Desk. Apologies for that delay. And now, even before the dust settles in Kumasi Academy, one more death has been recorded there. The latest casualty, a female student, died at the KNUST hospital this morning. Now, there have been a lot of fears of this disease spreading in the school after 3 students there died from suspected meningitis last week. Officials of the Ghana Health Service began laboratory tests to ascertain the strain of meningitis in order to aid vaccination of the students. Well, let's speak to Ohiming Teria. He joins us from Kumasi. He's got some details. Hello, Ohiming.
Hello, Benny.
So this student, we understand, died at the KNUST hospital. What more can you tell us?
Yes, what we do know is that she was taken ill and reported of high temperature, high body temperature. So she, together with other students, were sent to the KNUST hospital yesterday. But as of this morning, he was declared dead. And I must also admit that beyond her, there are other students who are still receiving treatment at the KNUST hospital. For instance, as of yesterday, 8 were on admission, but this morning 6 others have also reported similar conditions, that is high body temperatures, and they have been referred to the hospital. And it comes just a day after a physician assistant was sent to the Kumasi Academy to help with the treatment of students, especially to detect those conditions in the early stages. So it has come as a very devastating story to not only education directorate in the Ashanti region, but also to health and then the Asokwe for Municipal Assembly. And as we speak now, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Simon Osemensan, has summoned a meeting of stakeholders, including education, health, and the Municipal Assembly Authority.
We'll get details on that shortly. Let me just speak to Dr. Bedu Sarkodie. He is the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. Thank you for your time, sir. When the story first broke, I remember that you spoke about the laboratory test that you have to undertake to ascertain the strain of meningitis. As of now, we don't know what the results have said, and because of that, you also have not vaccinated the students. Another student is dead. What's the way forward now, sir, in terms of what the Ghana Health Service will do?
Yeah, thank you very much. The response mechanisms, vaccination is part, but that's one we have to be very definite on the positive agent. Still, the lab has not finished with the confirmatory test. So we suspect meningitis strongly, but then the specific confirmation has not been done.
Okay.
Lab has helped us. So what we are doing, we believe there are other benefits. Based on what happened the other time, indeed, what happened in April, we found the agent to be the type C Neisseria type of agent. And at that time, we could not vaccinate because the school had said. What we do now, we have the school in place, and that's why we've arranged with the school authority. It's very distressing that children are dying. You mentioned right that the 4th child has also passed out today. We have summoned team, deployed team from the national level, multi-sectorial, with the lab experience, epidemiology, surveillance, and to support the region actively to do the investigation.
All right.
Immediately, what we are doing is to provide mass chemoprophylaxis, which we have found to be very effective, so that based on the clinical steps that you distribute those medications to them as you are working to get a vaccine.
All right.
So, including all the schools, people will be giving mass drug administration, which I believe will be very helpful.
All right, Doc, how long does it usually take to determine the strain of meningitis? This happened over the weekend. Today is Tuesday. Another student is dead. How long will we have to wait?
Indeed. If you get the appropriate sample, usually within 48 hours, the culture should come out. But then the sample, initially, the lumbar puncture done I think it was just one sample that they did, the LP was done, and most samples taken were blood samples. It may give the report, but it still is not as high as that for the cerebrospinal fluid that we take from the back of the spine. And the initial few cases that died because the spent short time encounter with the health while being investigated, the people died, and even one of them died on the sick day. It's difficult to get the CSF, the cerebrospinal fluid, on post-mortem on the autopsy, during the autopsy. So what we are doing now, the new cases that have come, samples have been taken, and now some of them were just yesterday and so forth. So we have broadened, instead of sending everything to Mibuchi, cases here is also actively helping. We are sending some to Tamale, which is our reference facility for meningitis. So we are using every possible means to speed up the laboratory confirmation. So to give the vaccine, we need to confirm it.
Doc, at this point, a lot of parents are very anxious. The students are scared themselves. Yesterday, some health officials went there to educate them on some coughing and sneezing etiquettes and how to stay safe and all that. But do you think it's still safe to keep all the students in the same environment at this time that we've recorded another death?
I think the best thing to do is to let them stay there, provide them the necessary support. The support includes the investigation you are doing. The support includes designating experienced health officers to support them and the teams led by experienced medical officers. So this is what has been deployed and is going. What happened the other time, which didn't make us get to the bottom, when the children disappeared, when they dispersed, and later you got to know the causation, then it was difficult to deploy the various interventions. So not to keep them in the risky environment, to keep them as we prepare adequately and mobilize the required support. Now, the region is meeting, the regional health team. We have a lot of experienced doctors in Kumasi, public health, case management, and epidemiology. We have also deployed as many as about 5 or 6 from national level to support. This will be the best means to let all put health together and come out with the best to address the situation. If they disperse, again, as it happened the other side, and we come out with the specific agent, the time to do the vaccination, the children are not on campus. And at that time, it goes beyond a particular period. The vaccination is no more useful.
Okay.
So what happened the other time should not recur. So
all right.
The parents, it's stressful indeed.
I can imagine, Doc. But now we haven't been able to determine.
Let me come with this point.
All right.
Meningitis. It's not just today you have the germ and then somebody breathes on you, and if you should come out, it means that even for a period they may be harboring the germ in the throat, and that is what happens. So even if they disperse, they can stay dispersed and go back home and have the disease. What would happen is that probably if it is best health care, then it means that they would report early. And reporting early so that it don't get complications from a delay in the management. And that is why we are deploying more health staff to support the management. And we have pre-positioned the various required medication, all that they require, so that as soon as we get a case, we quickly manage it using the most effective antibiotics. All those that have gone early, the antibiotic usage was very helpful. For some of them, the fatality, the germ, the bacteria, we say it's a bit aggressive, and then within short time, then they pass off. That was unfortunate. But then if they are close by the medication, then as soon as somebody fever shoots to some level or some headache, then presumptively provide the necessary treatment.
All right, Doc, now we are still awaiting the lab results to determine which strain of meningitis these young people died from. But do we know the cause of death?
Meningitis killing is usually through the germ
I'm sorry, Doc. I'm sure you didn't understand my question. I mean, do we know what killed these 3 people? We just had an additional this morning. But do we know what killed?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Presumptively, we think it's meningitis based on the signs and symptoms they presented. There's a need for autopsy. And we are putting together a team of experts to do the autopsy. And it shouldn't be just one. They will just again come out that it's meningitis. But again, the autopsy will not come out with meningitis type A, B, or C.
All right. All right, Doc.
So the autopsy may help to confirm possible meningitis. What it can be helpful is probably some of the biopsy, the tissues they will take from the autopsy. You will subject some of this to lab. At times, what we miss to pick antemortem before the person dies, the autopsy may help us too. So, but then you need very experienced because it has happened before. The other time we did autopsy, and we need to bring more people as pathologists experienced to do that.
All right, Doc, I would have you hold on briefly and go back to Ohiming Teria, who is a man on the ground. Ohiming, now, your checks indicate that the post-mortem report does not mention meningitis at all as cause of death.
Yes, that is what the health officials, also close to the health officials and that of the education directorate has revealed to us. So we have been awaiting the results from Noguchi Memorial Medical Center, and they believe that that will be the basis for any other move, whether it should be some sort of vaccination or health screening for the students. That is where they will take their decision from.
All right, Ohiming, so do we know what the post-mortem says to be the cause of death?
For now, we don't have much details, especially when the issue came up at the time that the school was about to hold the 60th anniversary celebrations on Saturday, and most of the 3 of them died before Saturday, and now we have another death in our hands. So we don't have enough details from the post-mortem report. Only that the doctor said it didn't confirm any strain of meningitis as far as the post-mortem was concerned. So he tells me the cause, their suspicion was raised when the second student died over the weekend.
Okay, Dr. Bedu-Sarkodie, I'll bring you in now. You just heard our reporter saying that checks indicate that the post-mortem report does not mention meningitis at all.
He mentioned that it was done in Noguchi. Those are not post-mortem reports.
No, he didn't say it was done in Noguchi. He said they are awaiting those results. But the post-mortem is saying that these deaths were not caused by meningitis.
The regional head directorate, we are waiting on them to give us that feedback. It hasn't come to us. So
have you seen the post-mortem, sir?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The region, he arranged for the region to lead the team of pathologists from Ashanti region. And I knew they were putting the team together, but the regional director, I called him this morning. I asked also for further development. He didn't mention that autopsy has been done.
And
so I need to get back to him and be very definite on that.
And so you're basing your suspicion of meningitis simply on symptoms and signs?
So the meningitis signs and symptoms is not difficult. Fever, next pain, nervousness, there are other signs, chemic signs. That is the initial one that will let you take sample.
So is that what you're basing your suspicion on, sir?
That will let you take sample, and the best site for diagnosis is usually when the laboratory, when even the appearance is cloudy, and then they will isolate the organism. What the pathologist will see at autopsy would also add to the findings. That's additional information.
All right, thank you very much for your time this morning. Dr. Bedu-Sarkodie is Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. You also had Ohiming Teria joining us from Kumasi, where unfortunately another student, a female one of the Kumasi Academy, has passed on. And you may recall that over the weekend and early this week we reported of 3 deaths. And the students are believed to have died from suspected meningitis. We are not too sure now. We are all awaiting the report from Noguchi. We'll bring you more shortly here on Joy News Desk. Please stay with us.